It is time for another edition of Litter Media Live for this Tuesday. It's March 26th of 2024, and we've run into some wind and rain. It's March. You're expecting that, right?
You know, I was thinking about that this morning, whether it's March or April that's supposed to be the windy month.
March is usually supposed to be the windy month.
Gotcha.
March was if I remember correctly from elementary school, March is when all the kites came out, and you jumped into them. You could still fly a kite in April, but it seemed like March was the one that on everyone's calendars, they would have clip art of a kite.
So it's March that you either go in like a lamb or a lion and go out the opposite. Okay.
Yes.
What's the saying about April?
April showers bring May flowers.
May flowers, okay. Well, we're not in April yet, but we got rain today.
This is kind of funny because April showers, May flowers. We had a revival in April one year, and a good friend of mine, Bob May, got saved in that.
Oh.
And he was just crying that night, and I thought April showers brings May flowers, only it was April flowers bring May showers.
Yeah, exactly.
In that respect. All right, so enough of all that. Thank you for joining us. We've got news, a look at sports, and a whole lot more coming your way here shortly. But first, let's take a look at that forecast.
Yeah, wind and rain throughout the late afternoon. We think that the rain will pretty much move out sometime after 6, 7 o'clock today. High of 58, partly sunny and 56 tomorrow. An opening day, of course, for the Reds and Guardians is Thursday. The Reds are home, but the Guardians are out in Oakland. But it's supposed to be 55 for us. Probably not too much difference in the temperature for anyone that might be going to Cincinnati for opening day on Thursday. Sunny and 55. I
was invited to walk through the opening day parade, and I don't think I'm going to get a chance to go down.
The Findlay Market Day Parade.
Yeah. Our Dean of Worthington's vintage baseball team was invited by the Cincinnati Redlegs to come down and walk with them. Would
that have got you a ticket to the game?
I don't think it would have been a ticket to the game. We probably would have had to listen to the game on radio. And I wasn't sure I wanted to walk all the way through that.
In your ancient uniform.
Yes. By the way, Jim Scott was being honored yesterday.
Great.
So I think yesterday was Jim Scott Day in Cincinnati, getting ready. Jim Scott, of course, those of you that may not know, he was a longtime morning man at WLW back in Cincinnati and retired probably 6, 7 years ago.
I believe that's right.
And so Jim Scott Day yesterday. Hope they had a great time. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with what's happening with news here locally. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call. If you've got a cleanup job you need done, they can, in some instances, do that cleanup for you. But if you're doing it all yourself or at your business, you can just toss everything into a dumpster. They'll come pick it up and haul it away. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good. Visit ChillicotheOhio.com. And again, the Ross-Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you for being part of what we do here at Litter Media. And if you want to follow along, you can just go to our website. That's littermedia.com. You'll be able to find the news stories that we're talking about here today. Some of them are what we share on our social media here on Facebook or Litter Media X, as well as YouTube. You can see what we have for you there. Aaron's put together a highlight package of the DD basketball game we had last week, and you can find that available now. That is the Ross County Trailblazers Celebrity Special Olympics basketball contest. Where are we starting with news?
The Adena Health Board of Trustees has appointed Steve Hirsch as its next chairperson. Hirsch, whose family owns and operates Hirsch Fruit Farm in Chillicothe, takes over the role from Jennifer McKell, who stays on the board as past chair. Rounding out the board's leadership are Bob French as vice chair, Brian Ream as secretary, and Kevin Shoemaker as treasurer. The board also welcomed 3 new members: Penny Daner, who represents First Presbyterian Church, Jim Crabtree, who represents Trinity United Methodist, and Sean Cowner, who represents Tabernacle Baptist Church. And for those of you that might not remember, the church has been an integral part of what was the old Chillicothe Hospital become Adena, so there's still board members that represent the faith community here locally.
I believe that's where the founding started, was through the churches.
Yeah. So. Also good news for the city of Chillicothe yesterday. They received $5.2 million in congressionally directed spending for 3 projects in the city. The largest of the 3 awards was $2.8 million for the replacement of the Marietta Road Sanitary Sewer Lift Station and for transitional housing. The third funded project is $900,000 for design and construction work for Yoctangi Park improvements. The city had already appropriated $500,000 for part of their match of that park improvement project.
Rolled out to the Rotary Club meeting yesterday at the Chillicothe Country Club, and at the noontime Rotary, Lynn Bunstein and her daughter Abby Bunstein were the special speakers for Chillicothe Yellow Day, coming up Friday, May 3rd. Yellow Day is in its 4th year of spreading random acts of kindness. Bunstein says local schools are committed to bringing more than 600 students to downtown to help paint the town yellow.
Yellow's a happy color, so yellow, we consider it a color that spreads kindness and cheer and puts smiles on people's faces.
Have we seen a change in the community, you think, over the last 4 years from people being involved with
I think so. I think the kids every year are so excited to come down, and the businesses show kindness to them. They show kindness to the businesses and the community with their random acts of kindness that day. I do.
Helping us have a better community.
Yes. Yep. The ripple effect.
Yes.
Just one ripple at a time, and Chillicothe can spread the kindness and be known as the kindest city in the state.
And looking forward to it. Friday, May 3rd, I'll be the MC for the event, so come on down, bring the kids, and look at this guy.
Hey, looky there.
Buzz Knowles celebrating his 92nd birthday yesterday, and they acknowledged that, so we wanted to give him a little shout-out, too. So happy birthday to our buddy Buzz.
The 52nd annual Ernie Blankenship Memorial Radio Telethon will be tomorrow night in Highland County. That's for the Society for Children and Adults. It'll be held at the Hillsborough Orpheum between 7 and 9 p.m. Now, that's about an hour later start than they typically have. The yearly event is sponsored by the Rotary Clubs of Hillsborough and Greenfield. And you can always tune in to WSRW radio or WCHO FM radio to hear the auction. I think WVNU in Greenfield also simulcast that, but Ernie Blankenship, longtime colleague of yours and mine, the voice of the Hillsborough Indians for many years.
What a card. And he loved his Jerry's Pizza. Every time he came to Chillicothe, that's what he had to take home with him. Yeah. Ohio's state administrative rules now require emergency departments to report non-fatal drug overdoses to the Ohio Department of Health. The new rule will give state officials a more accurate and current view of non-fatal overdoses here in the state. It will enhance Ohio Department of Health's availability let me try this word again, ability to identify trends, including repeat overdoses, and could allow for faster identification of populations or geographic areas disproportionately affected by non-fatal overdoses.
Our daily road report today takes us down into US 23 Trago Creek Road area. Beginning on April the 8th, they'll be installing a turbo lane on Route 23 at the intersection with Trago Creek. Work will occur daily for the duration of that project and run through this fall.
I saw that turbo lane phrase, but I'm not
I don't know
sure what it is.
Unless it's you have an extra lane that you can pass people or what? Maybe when you talk to Michaela here in a couple of weeks, we can get an explanation of that.
Double check on that. But I'm sure that it's maybe an extended lane to be able to make a turn on the Trago Creek Road, because for the longest time it's been you pull right up to the intersection, then make that turn. Right. And maybe that's what it is, a turbo lane.
And with everybody going 55 or 60, you don't want anybody suddenly slowing down if they in your lane.
I'm trying to think, do people go 55 or 60 through there?
Yeah. A lot of folks I see probably.
Probably going a little faster, yes. All right, sports on the way in just a moment as high school spring sports is in full swing. Yeah. Details in a moment. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor, have been for nearly 50 years now. If you've got an issue, click on this ad at littermedia.com. It will take you right to their website. And for those of you listening live right now on Litter Media Radio, it is AccurateHVAC.com. And here's an in-house reminder. They're scheduled to come change the filters tomorrow, guys. So one of us has to be ready to let them in the door. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Haynes Total Healthcare, established in 1974, and they have been taking care of making sure your chiropractic needs are met, physical therapy needs are met, and nutrition met as well. They do many other things too, massage therapy and more. If you want to find out more, go to their website. It's HaynesHealth.com, or stop out and see them at Haynes Total Healthcare Center, just off Marietta Road. Sports now.
44 games that we were tracking last night on our Litter Media scoreboard page at littermedia.com. High school baseball, softball, and yes, we even have tennis scores on there. No hitters that I'm aware of like we had over the weekend, but a bunch of them there. You can see some of the winners as well as some of the losers, and also 4 tennis matches in the area last night.
I see 5 shutouts for softball, but everybody scored, it looks like, in the baseball ranks.
Yeah. And we, as you know from following us on basketball, it's not just FAC, SVC, SOC. We go over in the Fairfield County area as well. Also, the All-Ohio girls basketball teams have been released by the Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association. Now, the Division III and IV girls teams came out at noon yesterday, but I was so thinking, okay, 1 and 2 will be noon today. Well, no, they came out at about 9 this morning. So now all 4 divisions are loaded on 2 different stories in our website at littermedia.com. As far as a local talent, the D2 squad sees Bloom Carroll's Emily Bratton and Jamison Stinson of Sheridan on the first team, Uniota's Miley Smith second team, Circleville's Addison Edgington on the third team. We didn't have anyone in our area that was 1 through 3 in Division I, although Kennedy Youngkin was special mention. When you look at the list, special mention is above honorable mention whenever they're tracking that. And as far as the Division III and IV teams, Portsmouth and Waterford out of the Southeast District pretty much led the way of area talent. In the Central District, Fisher Catholic in Division IV had the most teams or players mentioned.
Another player, Javon Moffmer, Chillicothe graduate, and now closing in on the end of his basketball career collegiately. Cedarville University is where he has been the last 4 years. He's been voted the NABC All-Midwest District First Team. He's one of 5 players on this elite squad. And of course, he was fun to watch as a high schooler. Man, he's grown into he's a man. Now, he was a big kid when he was here, but now he has really matured into a physical specimen.
I'm assuming their All-American team will be next. Don't be shocked to see him on that list.
I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. And the Cleveland Cavaliers back on the winning track last night, a 115-92 win, as they put some bug spray on the Charlotte Hornets.
And another Ohio basketball team in action tonight. The Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's right.
Hosting Georgia. Georgia. That's at Schottenstein Center in the NIT quarterfinals. A win there will put the Buckeyes in the semis of the NIT finals.
Should we credit the movie Ray?
You know, I never saw that movie.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Really good.
Never saw that movie. I just remember the song on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you didn't sound anything like Ray Charles.
Probably not. And I don't have nearly as money. Yeah.
Just ahead, we'll take a look at this date in history. This date in history is Revolutionary history, and Mike is giving you the peace sign because there are 2 stories we will share with you coming up here shortly. But first, these words.
Yeah, the Litter Media Live show each week brought to you by Litter Quality Propane, custom tank colors and wraps. Find out how a propane tank can be beautiful at litterpropane.com.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
This date in history, our American Revolutionary moment for you today, takes us to 1776. South Carolina becomes an independent state when it adopts its own constitution, the second of the original 13 colonies to do so. South Carolina was the center of the American Revolution and the patriot movement of the South, all before it became a vacation hotspot for those of you that like to travel to the Atlantic.
I think the other colonies adopted this theme throughout the Revolution. Yeah, don't tread on me. Now, that was actually on this actual date in 1776, but something that happened 249 years ago this week, actually it was 2 days ago. One of the most famous lines ever uttered in your social studies class was delivered during a speech before the Second Virginia Convention in 1775. While responding to the increasingly oppressive British rule over the American colonies, Patrick Henry declared, "I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death." Patrick Henry later became the governor of Virginia, appointed by the Continental Congress. And that's him with He's the one with his hand to his chest and his hand outstretched. There's another guy with his hand outstretched.
I just kind of pictured audio with that and hearing all them going,
just like the British Parliament.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So
they don't do that so much in Congress. They just stand up and yell at each other.
most of them sleep, I think.
What was it, Strom Thurmond, when he got up about 100 years old? I think he did nod off on a few occasions.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
He is, yes.
He did pass away.
He nodded off forever. All right, coming up this afternoon, we have a special edition of Litter Media Live. That'll be at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And funny gal, Lori Graves, will be joining us. I don't know if she'll be here to tell jokes in any fashion.
Keep it clean, Lori. It's a family show.
She will keep it clean. But then I think later she has to take off to go officiate the track meet out of Payne Valley, probably. But at any rate, she'll be here to talk about some of the events coming up at the Majestic Theater, the Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Now, these are tribute bands, but later in the year, Garth Brooks is going to be performed. Also, the Piano Men. This is pretty cool. Elton John and Billy Joel.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got some other acts all prepared. And this is all between now and the end of April, I believe it is. I take that back. I think Garth Brooks is actually later in the summer, July maybe. But McGuffey Lane's coming back again.
That's a popular.
Always a good show and everything too. So that's coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon here on Litter Media. And tomorrow you've got the Red Cross in.
Kathleen Ewell will be here, good Lord willing, if she doesn't get lost. She's driving in from Lancaster. She's scheduled to be here around 10 o'clock.
GPS. Dial it in and look for the buffalo, and you'll find us.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for the program today. For our producer, Aaron Glandon, and the icon, Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for listening on Litter Media Radio.